You need to let me, I need you to let me know.
Good morning, Continental Colony Elementary School, home of the Mighty Panthers. Let's pause for a moment of silent reflection as we envision our educational goals for today. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for our school's pledge. I now realize that the greatest power in the world is the power of knowledge. I want to be smart. Misinformed people go through life missing so many rewards that could be theirs. I will become a thinker and a problem solver, learn my basic skills, and make a special effort to complete all assignments. I will strive for punctuality and perfect attendance. I will read books on subjects that interest me most. I will also read books and articles on other subjects to broaden my awareness of what is happening in the world around me. I will respect the rights of others and display exemplary conduct at all times. I will embrace the positive philosophy in my school. I believe in myself. I can do anything if I try hard enough. I pledge this to my family, my school, and everyone who is trying to help me succeed. Most importantly, I pledge this to myself. Boys and girls, we are all doing our part to stay safe, stay healthy. We are washing our hands throughout the day. We're covering our nose and mouth if we sneeze or cough. We're ensuring that we're wearing our mask and that making sure that it's covering our nose and mouth. We're sanitizing our hands if we don't have access to soap and water. We're not touching our face, and we are keeping our distance. And when we're on the school bus, we're ensuring that we have our mask on as well. And if you have not signed up for to get tested by Virus Solutions every Tuesday and Friday, please visit Class Dojo and complete the consent form. All right, and there's some more vaccinating events. So this Tuesday at South Atlanta High School, February 4th, Friday at Washington High School, and Carver Early College, February 11th. If you missed Darrell High School this past Friday, so you will be able to get COVID vaccinations at the basketball game. All right, a few reminders. Tomorrow, information on reading strategies. Bulletin boards are due. Pause up, Miss Bailey. She has an awesome reading strategy. She even has tons of reading strategies as her border. So pause up, down on the kindergarten hall. Please take attendance by 8:00 a.m. Email all absent excuses to Ms. Caldwell. Any change in transportation should be in writing. And our Helen Ruffin Reading Bowl participants, they were ready. We were sitting here ready to go, and they had to postpone due to some technical difficulties. But guess what? That gives them more time to study. So continue to study and read those if you didn't finish a book, and we will keep you posted with the rescheduled Helen Ruffin reading for elementary school. All right, Maurice, where are we, Maurice, today? I see some awesome numbers.
Yes, ma'am. First place, we have the House of Knowledgeable with 8,385 points. In second place, we have the House of Principal with 6,093 points. Third place, House of Communicators, 4,565 points. Fourth place, we have House of Risk Takers with 3,767 points. Takers with 3,018 points. Lastly, we have the House of Inquirers with 1,749 points.
Pause up, everybody. And Wednesday, we will find out the winning house. We are in B week this week. So today we are focused on reading. So make sure I read 180, System 44, that you're doing the platforms. If you're not on the platform, make sure you're reading those AR books. Miss Pierce will be around this morning with our prize card.
Now for our daily Seo Intervention.
Well, good morning, Panthers. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Take a look at this beautiful book. Did you see that, little Panthers? This week, we will read another SEL book of the month, Change Sings. The book is actually a beautifully written poem by Amanda Gorman. She is the first ever National Youth Poet Laureate. Now, a poet laureate is a very prestigious position. A poet laureate is entrusted to write a poem for a special occasion that represents the thoughts and feelings of a nation at a given time. So before we actually get into her book this week, I thought it would be important for you to see who this wonderful young lady is. Let's watch this together.
Americans, and the world. When day comes, we ask ourselves, where can we find light in this never-ending shade? The loss we carry, a sea we must wade. We've braved the belly of the beast. We've learned that quiet isn't always peace. And the norms and notions of what just isn't always just is. And yet the dawn is ours before we knew it. Somehow we weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother could dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one. And yes, we are far from polished, far from pristine, but that doesn't mean we are striving to form a union that is perfect. We are striving to forge our union with purpose, to compose a country committed to all cultures, colors, characters, and conditions of man. And so we lift our gaze not to what stands between us, but what stands before us. We close the divide because we know to put our future first. We must first put our differences aside. We lay down our arms so we can reach out our arms to one another. We seek harm to none and harmony for all. Let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true. That even as we grieved, we grew, that even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried, that we'll forever be tied together, victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we've made. That is the promised glade, the hill we climb, if only we dare it, because being American is more than a pride we inherit. It's the past we step into and how we repair it. We've seen a force that would shatter our nation rather than share it, would destroy our country if it meant delaying democracy. And this effort very nearly succeeded. But while democracy can be periodically delayed, it can never be permanently defeated. In this truth, in this faith we trust, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. This is the era of just redemption. We feared it at its inception. We did not feel prepared to be the heirs of such a terrifying hour, but within it we found the power to author a new chapter, to offer hope and laughter to ourselves. So while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? We will not march back to what was, but move to what shall be, a country that is bruised but whole, benevolent but bold, fierce and free. We will not be turned around or interrupted by intimidation, because we know our inaction and inertia will be the inheritance of the next generation. Our blunders become their burdens. But one thing is certain: if we merge mercy with might and might with right, then love becomes our legacy and change our children's birthright. So let us leave behind a country better than the one we were left. With every breath from my bronze pounded chest, we will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one. We will rise from the gold-limbed hills of the west. We will rise from the wind-swept northeast, where our forefathers first realized revolution. We will rise from the lake-rimmed cities of the Midwestern states. We will rise from the sun-baked south. We will rebuild, reconcile, and recover in every known nook of our nation, in every corner called our country. Our people, diverse and beautiful, will emerge battered and beautiful. When day comes, we step out of the shade of flame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it. For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it.
Little Panthers, I find that so exhilarating. That young lady isn't much older than you guys. If she could write a poem like that, so can you. So I want you to just dream big and think big. And as always, have a most amazing